Okay. I think we got it all. So I have 7 pages of questions people sent in advance. Yes, that is a signed hockey stick behind me. So what happened, how I have the signed hockey stick, I didn't win it. There's also a signed jersey and some other Toronto Maple Leaf memorabilia. So when I moved in with George, he had the signed hockey stick, he had the jersey, and they were in a closet. I'm like, why do you have this stuff if it's in a closet? So when I was on my own, I had an office and it was purple and gray, of course, Contest Queen purple. And he said, well, his living room was kind of blue and he had a Toronto Maple Leaf picture up there. I'm like, yeah, no, this isn't Toronto Maple Leaf blue. And no, I don't want the living room blue. So I said, how would I compromise? I want something bright for my videos. And we're going to share the office. He supposedly has half the desk, but right now I have the whole thing, the poor man. And so we did 2 walls maple leaf blue. I made him go to Home Depot and get the official color. And we have 2 walls white, and we have our gear everywhere. It's kind of fun. So, and my daughter is 16, and she only enters sweepstakes sometimes. And once in a while, she'll say to me, hey, Mom, I entered a contest and I won all by myself. I'm like, cool. She likes watching YouTubers, and she does her own little thing. Oh, the blue. Yeah, it is a TARDIS blue. Okay, so let's start through these because I lost 10 minutes with this technical stuff, crazy ass. And we'll start going. So now, a couple of things. One, I'm going to tell everybody one of the things I'm doing this year in line with my goals. I've been posting. You may have seen the post. One of my goals is to change up my business model. So you're going to see changes on Contest Queen. I'm going to take all my sweepstakes marketing off of the site. It's all going to go to Idea Majesty. And Contest Queen is only going to be a teaching site. So I'm only going to teach people how to find, organize, enter, and win on Contest Queen. And if companies want to hire me for my marketing services, that's going to be done with Idea Majesty. So I'm basically splitting my business in 2. So Idea Majesty is going to be all digital marketing, including sweepstakes marketing, because sweepstakes marketing is just one aspect of overall marketing, social media marketing, digital marketing, that kind of stuff. And so that's what you're going to slowly see changes of. And part of that goal, today I went and got new headshots because I cut off all my hair, thought it was time. So you're going to see updates and different things. So one of the things I want to tell people is that I have been putting stuff on the Contest Queen website for over 10 years. And so there's a ton of information on there for free. So if you have a question, a lot of these questions, believe it or not, I've already blogged about them. And you can go and find answers. So if you have questions that you don't want to wait, you know, just go and type in a keyword and you're going to get all kinds of blog posts on all those articles. Second, I'm going to pitch my book because one of the things that people were asking me about is how do I get organized? Well, I have a whole chapter on that in my book. My book's only $20 if you buy a paperback. It's $10 if you get the Kindle version. And one win, you've already paid for your book. So it's really worth it to, you know, get the book and I help you. One win and you've already paid for it. So I also noticed that a lot of people had similar questions, so I tried grouping them together and answering the questions. So let's get started here. Okay, so yeah, Sandra says I want to learn Instagram. We have that. So I'm going to go through these and then I'm going to try and go back through the comments and see if I can catch any that I missed. So Eileena says, what if months go by and you still don't receive your prize, even though you followed all the protocols and sent reminders, and then you find out new prizes are being rewarded? So we've had people, I always say poop rolls downhill. So I would start finding out if it was the sponsor or an agency doing it. So if it was an agency running the contest, and you can really find that in the rules, I would go to the sponsor because the sponsor is paying the agency to do a job. And if this agency is not doing their job, the sponsor should know that the agency is that they're paying good money to is not doing their job, and their customers are not happy, right? Because if the sponsor doesn't have any more customers, then the agency loses the sponsors. Hello. So that's how it should do. And then also, I like to go to the vice president of marketing. Again, it rolls down here. The vice president is not going to want to know why his underlings are not doing their jobs. So LinkedIn is your best friend there. Start searching on LinkedIn for who the VPs are. Yeah, so someone said, going through that right now with a blogger, 2 months, and the prize is not here. She said the PR person is not responding. So, okay, so there's the blogger. So the poor blogger is stuck. She's between a rock and a hard place. I'm going to say she because the majority of them are she. Then they have a PR person that was hired by the agency that was probably by the sponsor. So if you know who the sponsor was, then bypass the whole group, go right up to the sponsor, and the sponsor, and you can tell them, hey, the blogger's trying to get this for me. The PR person is not responding. So you're going to relieve that poor blogger of the responsibility because she's doing her best. She's stuck. She's like, okay, I'm messaging them. I'm trying to get you your prize. I can't get it. So it'll trickle down. Trust me. So I would do that. The poor girl, or woman, I should say. So someone said, if you receive a laptop or similar device that has problems with it, even though you go through the sponsor company, it still never gets resolved. It depends on who the sponsor was. So, for example, if I decide to give away a laptop, I'm the sponsor, but I'm not the product manufacturer. So I would just go, like, they all have warranties. So if you got an Asus computer, then you should contact Asus and say, look, I was gifted this by this company as a prize in a contest. It's damaged. You guys warranty your products. How do I get it fixed? I did that with Black & Decker. I won this really amazing vacuum. After a year, it died. I messaged them, said, hey, it was a gift. There's no receipt. It's been a year, but it's still under warranty, and the bar broke, and they replaced it. I didn't have a problem. I have this question a lot. I'm going to answer it later, but someone's missing a prize. So if she says, yeah, so she says she didn't get the prize. Okay, so what's the best ways to find contests that are exclusive to your state? I've heard tips that this is a great way to increase odds. Yes. So I talk about concentric circles. So local, and then provincial or state or tri-state, and then national, and then global, right? So your odds are going to be better locally. So one of the things I do is I tell people to enter all your local media outlets. So I have a list in mind of all my local radio stations and all my local television stations and all my local television shows and media outlets that do promotions all the time. So I follow those and I check them once a week. So you need to, I can't really share my list because it's only pertinent to me and my surrounding area. So just find all the ones pertinent to you, and then once you have that list, you can just go to it. I like to do them on Mondays, but if you do it consistently every week, whatever day it is or time that you like to do, then that's good for you. Okay, and also some of the aggregates, sweepstakes aggregates, do list sweepstakes by state. They have some, or you can type in your state in the aggregates and see if you can locate some there. Cynthia wants to know what's a sweeper. Well, I did blog about it, but it's just the name. So in the States, they enter sweepstakes, so they're called sweepers. In Canada, we enter contests, so we're called contesters. In the UK and Australia, they enter competitions, so they're called compers. But we all do the exact same thing. Dana wants to know, my questions from old school, are mail-in entries more valuable, just the same as computer entry, or less valuable? I remember hearing one time there was a slight advantage to mail-in entries. So In Canada, there's really virtually no mail-in entries left. The only mail-ins left are purchase contests. So it says, you know, buy TV and get a chance to win a trip, but they always have to have a no purchase entry option. So you can read the rules and they can be convoluted. You might have to handwrite out the whole envelope. You might have to write in blue ink. You might have to always use a number 10 envelope. I always say, well, they have to have a no purchase entry option, but they don't have to make it easy. So you might have to jump a few hoops if you do in mail in. If they have both options, if you can mail in and enter online, I would do a few of both. But it depends on how they track those mail-ins, but they're usually identical. So save yourself the postage. Are contests that ask for email only? Dave wants to know, are contests that ask for email only valid or a waste of time? Well, again, read the rules. That's my number one tip. There's a reason for that. And I enter them all the time. There's a lot that just say first name and email address, and that's it. And the only reason they like your email address name is that when they do their newsletter, they like to put your first name in the newsletter. So I do them all the time. Oh, Gerard has had some bad luck. He had a really sucky 2016, 2017. He's entered and did a lot of surveys and he's won nothing. And he says he plays the lottery 3 times a week and he's ready to give up. He thinks he's cursed. Well, Gerard, first of all, I wouldn't play the lottery. That's spending your money, especially if you're in a funk. I did a whole video on how you have to feel lucky before you are, and when you're happy, you tend to win more. So you need to get yourself in a place where you're a little bit happier and you don't feel so cursed. Second of all, it depends on how you're entering. Surveys, I think, especially are a waste of time because they take a long time to enter. And if you only have a very short window, you're better off entering one-time only sweepstakes first and then be organized for all your dailies and do social media absolutely last. There's a lot of people that only enter on Facebook and wonder why they don't win. Your odds, you need to start doing best odds sweepstakes. So I'm going to just scan the comments here. Oh my goodness. Yes. So attitude, go back and find. Oh, is my audio dropped again? Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, and Joanne says it costs $1 gazillion for a stamp. Yeah, Leanne has got a dry spell. Well, you know, one of the things I do, I focus on winning something every day, and I say affirmations. I have this one. I put it up here on my bulletin board. Let me just grab it. It says, okay, I'm going to show this to everybody here. I don't know if you can see this. Oh, how does it go? Okay, I think this is hilarious. It says, universe, if anyone has something great coming to them and they are not willing to take it, send it to me. I am open and willing to receive all of your blessings. So if someone next door is grumpy and they don't want all the good stuff, you'll take it. Right? It's like that little ray of sunshine just coming down on your house. So you've got to be positive. So now this was interesting. This is a long question, but I need to read it to everybody because this is important, because I saw another one today on Facebook, and companies are trying to do this and they need to be reported when they do, to Facebook, to Twitter, to, in one case, it was to Amazon because they were asking for sales for Amazon. You've got to start reporting them. If you're in the States, report to them in the State Attorney General. If they're in Canada, the Competition Bureau. If it's open to Quebec, also to the Régie. They need to start maybe the FTC because they're not running contests properly and sweepstakes. So they won basketball tickets, and they required a small refundable ticket transfer fee. And it'll be refunded to you when you receive the tickets. And they went back and forth with the conversation, and the transfer fee was $50. And would not send it. So they wanted to know if it was a scam or if it was Canadian law to ask for payments. And if it's against the law, what actions can be taken? So, yeah, one, never pay money to get a prize. Now, always read the rules. So there's some radio contests in my local area that even state on the entry page that you're responsible for the airport fees, transfers, and taxes, which is usually about anywhere between $250 and $400 a person. And it says that right on the entry page. So if you call in and you instantly win a trip, you and your person that you're +1 are responsible for those fees. And it says that right on the page. And again, it's in the rules. So you know up front that you're responsible for that money. So you're not paying to get a prize. It's right in the rules. You are fully aware of it before you even enter. And to me, it's worth it. I always say it's a cheap trip, not a free trip. That is different than someone saying, hey, ticket transfer fee, or go buy this product on Amazon and we'll refund you 50%. And when then you do a review on us, we'll give you back 40%. And then when you share this with all your friends, we'll give you back the last 10%. Yeah, no. Scam. Report them to the platform that they're on and the local governments, because that is not right. Right? There's some links, so I wouldn't do that. Holly said, do you win a lot of single entries? Yes, I do, only because that's what I've been entering mostly lately. I'm so busy, I don't enter every day. Like, I used to sit for an hour or two every day and enter. I don't have that time. I'd like to get, this is part of the reason I'm changing up my business model. I'd like to get to the point where I can sit for an hour a day and enter contests the way I used to, because I really miss it. But I do enter whenever I can. Okay. Yeah, Leanne says, I won a trip to Orlando yesterday, but they wanted me to send the taxes up front before I even went. I never sent any money. It depends on where it was and how they asked for the money. Depends on if I would pay for it. If it was clear up front, like the local radio stations, I have no problem giving them the money for the trip. I won a trip like that. We've paid the money. We had a ball. It was worth it. Okay, so Connie wants to know how to do Twitter sweepstakes. Twitter's very confusing and aggravating. I see Twitter sweeps, but there's no clue to which hashtag sign is it supposed to use. Do you have any information? So I do have some online, but I think it's time to do an update, because what's crazy is that the social platforms keep changing. So what I showed you in the past isn't available now. So I gave away, because of this question, I gave away a t-shirt on Twitter so I could do it, and I'm going to update the blog post that I did on teaching you how to win on Twitter using the new information. So look for that, because I can explain it here, but to show you, I'd have to hold my phone up, and to show you it's too hard. I'm going to do step by step and circle things. So I couldn't blog it last week because a part of the changes that I'm doing for my business, I moved my service providers where my websites are hosted. And so there was a few days where my email was wonky and we were repointing. And so I stopped blogging for a few days to make sure that the whole website got transferred and we didn't miss any pieces. And so that what was up was up. So I'm going to be doing that this week. I'll be blogging that. So Michael wants to know, he's in Africa, and he wants to know if there's any international sweeps. Well, there's one great site for global contests, and that is Contest Chest. And you can go and pick the country you're from, and you will get contests available to you, which is really great. I must get him on a show, but he is in South Africa, the owner of Contest Chest, so it's a little wonky. I would love to interview him and put it up on YouTube. If signing a newsletter isn't compulsory, do I still have a chance at winning the contest? Yes. And if companies are smart in their marketing, what they say is, we'll give you bonus entries for signing up. That's what I tell my customers to do. Offer people a reason to sign up for your newsletter. And then I tell people, usually if they do that and they're going to do more giveaways later, then you want to keep watching them. So Peggy also says, I hate contests that ask you to share on social media. I avoid social media because it's a waste of time. Sadly, I think it's ruined and taking the fun out of entering contests. My friends don't appreciate me asking them to enter a contest because I sent them a link. That being said, why are so many contests on Facebook? If someone prefers not to have a Facebook account, then they can't enter. Not fair, I say. Well, guess what? I know this is going to sound terrible. The companies don't care about you. They are interested in social engagement. They're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, Pinterest, Snapchat, whatever they're doing. And they are splitting up their marketing budgets, and they have people focused on those channels. So they don't care if you're not on it because you're not their demographic in their mind then. They want to reach the people in those areas. And when they see the engagement, that's what they want. And that's why things like WooBox, where they have all the sharing and the short stack, that's what they get. And it's basically you're doing the advertising for them. So Tamara wants to know, is there any tips on cleaning your email account that's gotten out of hand? There is, it's funny. My last Sweepstakes Club meeting, we actually talked about this because one of our members has like a crazy amount of emails that she's never cleaned up, and there's a way to do it, and I can't remember the name because I didn't write it down. I don't know if I took a note on it. Let me just look at my note from the meeting, and let's see if I wrote it down. But it was a program one of the other members recommended because she had the same thing. No, I did not write it down. I apologize. So I will get it and post it in the comments, and that should help you out. Yep, social advertising, that's what it is. Oh, Unroll Me. Thank you, Kelsey. That's what it is. Yay. It's unroll.me. That's so funny. It's like you were secretly at our meeting. Oh, Sue wants to know why do companies post on Facebook but you can only enter by Twitter? Because they're trying to get the word out. So they're trying to send you. So I do that sometimes. I'll say, hey, on Instagram, hey, I'm doing a Facebook Live. So I'll send people over to Facebook, or I'll put it on Twitter. Hey, I've got this giveaway on my blog. So they do it it's like advertising. Why do they put an ad in a magazine and on TV and on the radio when you have to go to the store? Because they want you to be aware of it, and they don't know where you're going to be. So Amy wants to know if there's YouTube giveaways. Yes, there are YouTube giveaways. I don't know how easy they are to find. My daughter has won some from YouTubers she loves. And so it is possible. Okay. Elaine wants to know, and this makes me crazy because I've blogged about it on Neil Schaefer's site about companies. What happens when a company doesn't follow their own rules? So it depends on what it is. Contact the VP of the company that's running it. So if it's an agency, on behalf of the sponsor, contact the sponsor's vice president and let them know, because if the agency is screwing it up and making them look bad, then they need to know. Also, don't be mean. I always say you can get more flies with honey than you can with vinegar. Approach it. I have this concern. I entered this contest. They're not following their rules. I won something. They're not doing this. They're not doing that. I'm concerned because this is making your company look bad. One, I would like my prize, and two, maybe you should have a talk with your account manager because they're not utilizing your marketing dollars properly, that kind of thing. And again, use LinkedIn to find out who these people are. Oh, yes, Nicole says 6 to 8 weeks is common. Actually, there's an Oreo one going on in Canada and the US right now, and it's the responses for the prizes says 12 to 14 weeks. And I think that's because they're giving out so many prizes. So, oh, Kelsey has great advice here. Search the prize you want on YouTube and then narrow it down to the time you want. Generally 24 hours. You'll find tons. You have to make sure you are entering for your country, though. That's always true. Kelsey says, I can't win that darn Oreo sweep. Yeah, I've only won the chocolate bars and the cereal, which is hilarious because if you've been following my Instagram or Facebook, you'll see that I joined Weight Watchers because losing weight and finally doing it and using the tools, right? Why dig a garden with a teaspoon when you've got a shovel? Use the proper tool for the proper job. Everything I was doing on my own, watching when I clearly wasn't working. I had a girlfriend that lost weight in January, and I thought, and I have 2 weddings and 2 trips this year, so I thought, not doing it. So I joined Weight Watchers with her, and it's really good. So of course I won't be eating the cereal or the chocolate bars that I've been winning. Oh, Joanne won lip balm. I wanted the lip balm. That's the one thing I can have because I can just put it on my lips. Not fair. Or, oh yeah, Tori said she really wanted the Oreo Roomba. Oh my god, a Roomba is on my list. I would totally love a Roomba. And one that looked like an Oreo would have been hilarious. Okay. Yeah, so Linda, okay, so this is similar. What if the prize award doesn't match the official rules? It depends. If it's the same dollar value, there's usually a clause in the rules that says they don't have to provide the exact same prize. Right? However, if they do something of lesser value, it's usually they're allowed to substitute greater value, but not lesser value. So again, if it's lesser value or something, contact the sponsor. Kayla wants to know if I work. Yes, I work. I work a lot. I write, I blog. I'm working on there's a new contest starting on Thursday with Doritos in Canada. So get your Doritos and get yourselves ready and follow them on Instagram because there's going to be another trip to Mexico given away. Woo! And I'm waiting for some information from the States. I might be doing another contest. I'm so excited. So I'm working on doing more promotions. That's the other reason I'm splitting the business. And doing everything through Idea Majesty and doing digital marketing. So, oh, Holly wants to know, and I thought I wrote this down, if a radio contest says you must be within listening and or internet range of the radio station, does that mean you can only enter if you can't get the station by streaming or on a car radio? Okay, so what that means is most radio stations, you have to go and pick up the prize in person. So if you can't get there to go pick up the prize, don't enter. So you might like listening to that Australian radio station in Sydney, but there's no point in entering their contest because even if you hear the cue to call in and you manage to get through somehow with the international calling, you're not going to get the you have to go pick it up. You can't get it. Now, I did an interview with the fellow from Ottawa who wrote the book on radio contests. And he would win all the time from the radio stations in Toronto. But he comes frequently to the city, so he would go and pick up the prize, so it's fine, right? Just like me, if I listen to an Ottawa radio station and I called in, I managed to get through, or entered online and I won something and I was willing to go pick it up, that's fine. So you have to make that decision when you're entering. And how long have I been doing contests? As a hobby since 2001. So it's been a long time. And the best prize I won was, I have 3 answers for that. I did blog about it. And one was I got to meet Sting. And another time I met Michael Bublé. I really like him. I so loved that Sweepstakes, Super Bowl ad where it was Bubbly and Bublé. I thought it was so cute. Team Bublé. So, yeah. That's what I liked. And then I won a trip to the Olympics, which was the most valuable. And my favorite was going to the set of Harry Potter in London. I want to win. Like, we're going to Universal Studios and we're taking the kids. That was the first trip I've won in 10 years. I'm so excited. But I'd really love to win a European holiday and take my sweetie on that. So if anybody finds any really good romantic holidays to Europe, London, Paris, Rome, anything, tag me because I want to go. What's the best way to enter no purchase necessary contest, says Lace. So I would say follow the rules, follow the instructions to the T, and just enter. There's no real trick to it. What's the best way to earn freebies through doing surveys? I don't know. I don't do surveys. Okay, Tyne wants to do this, has a good question. I did blog about this. Again, if you have things, go look on my website. I have 10 years of blogs and answering questions and teaching people. How's Facebook fake giveaways getting away with posts online? Because I just saw a article on, I think it was Social Media Examiner, on how basically dealing with fake Facebook anything, like the political posts, the fake giveaways, the fake anything, is like a big whack-a-mole game. So you bash one down and another one pops up. It's going to be a never-ending battle. All you can do is report them and hope they just keep getting deleted. Anne-Marie wants to know, what's the best way to find freebies? I don't know. There are a lot of good coupon and freebie people out there. And some of the websites also feature freebies. So I would make sure you subscribe to those newsletters and follow those websites and bloggers that do that kind of thing. So Amanda says, who can you contact if you don't understand all the rules? Well, sometimes just reach out to the company on Facebook, see if they can explain it to you, or Twitter or Instagram, message them and say, hey, I want to enter, but it's really confusing. And be specific what you find confusing. I normally would say contact the company, but sometimes they don't even know it exists. So, you call customer service and they're like, what contest? Okay, so she also wants to know, is it true if you enter daily contests, your chances are better in the morning? That doesn't seem right, as I've read it. That doesn't seem right, but I've read it in multiple places. Okay, so I just enter. Whenever I can get my daily entry in, I get it in. It really is random drawing because I do the random drawings. So, for example, on the one that's coming up with the Instagram that I'm doing, it's a daily, there's a grand prize, but there's also daily prizes. And I copy the data, and I put it in a spreadsheet, and I do a random draw. I use random.org. It is really random, so any entry can get picked. So there's no real better. Okay, so is there a best time? Okay, so several people had this one. Is the best time to enter instant win games online? I seem to have good luck first thing in the morning. I don't know why. That just seems to be my luck. I know people that swear by late at night, people that swear by the middle of the day. Just get it. So one of the recent ones is the Oreo contest one. So if you think I remember to enter in the morning, I'm so tired lately. I just enter when I remember. I just figure it's random, it's timed. If I'm going to get it, I'm going to get it. So now here's Instagram contest. I've done one video on the basics of Instagram. And I'm going to do another video. Oh, Nicole, go back to the last question. Sorry. Nicole here says, I find she wins more at night between 2 and 4. Oh my God, why are you up between 2 and 4? That's my bigger question to you now. Why? Oh my God, I'm so tired. Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, see, Kelsey says the same thing. When she had insomnia and she was pregnant, she won the most. That's hilarious. Yeah, you know what? I'd rather just sleep than win. I'm sorry at this point in my life. Yeah, I finally got my sleep back between the divorce and like insomnia, not sleeping and all that stuff, and then I got to a place where I was sleeping again, and then I started going through menopause, so I was having night sweats, and I was awake, and I'm finally sleeping again. I'd rather take the sleep than the prizes. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Joanne said, yeah, when years ago, Canadian Tire did a Christmas thing, and if you entered at 12:01 a.m., you all won. So, oh yeah, and Derek says, oh yeah, I remember this. Derek says time depends. He's in the Pacific, and a lot of the rules, again, you got to back and read the rules. The rules, a lot of them are set for Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Time. So if you're on the West Coast, your times are going to be different than the East Coast people, right? And if it says you have to end in the day by midnight, the calendar day, then if you're on the West Coast, it's 9 p.m. for you, right? So you got to remember that. Read the rules for this. Okay, radio interview. Oh my God, I've only gone like 3 pages of. Okay, okay, Instagram. So I'm gonna be doing another video on Instagram contests. When the Instagram contests say tag a friend to enter, to me that means one friend. Some people interpret a friend as multiple entries and tag one friend on comment and tag two. So how many entries does tag a friend mean? So that's a little pet peeve of mine. I should do a blog about this for companies on Instagram contests. So they should specify, and I like it when they say each tag is an entry and unlimited entries, because that way it's very clear. You can tag, your 50 friends and off you go to the races. Which, by the way, I'm finding out that soon Instagram's algorithm is going to change again, and they're going to see that as spammy, because companies like Easy Promo, who run contests, will only allow one entry per person on those ones, because they say that Instagram sees that as spammy and they don't want people doing that. So what I do is I scroll and see how many people are just doing one person or 10 people, and it depends on the prize. If it's an okay prize, I'll just tag one friend and move on. If it's I see a lot of people doing a lot of people anyway, and I really want the prize, I'll enter a lot of people. You can try and DM them and ask and say, can you be clear on your rules? Sometimes that helps. Sometimes they don't know. So yeah, Nick asked the same questions. And Rachel wants to know how to tell what contests are legit. Always read the rules. Because guess what? Most fake contests don't have rules. And yeah, so there's a lot of people. Nick, Rachel, Naga, and Kathy all want to know how to find legit. So if you go to my website, I've blogged extensively about how to spot Facebook, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Well, people, they're not doing so much on Twitter because they can't data mine like they can on Facebook. Facebook seems to be the place where they do the mining of the data. And stop doing those damn surveys about, hey, which color are you, or which animal spirit are you, or all those different things. Because guess what? They're just mining your data. Stop doing those. You think it's fun. Which movie star are you going to most look like when you're 100? Guess what? Those are fake, and those are mining your data. Don't do them anymore. Yeah, Nicole says Instagram stops me after a few sweeps of tagging about 3 to 5 friends. Weird. I don't have that problem. Maybe because I'm not entering all day long. Okay. And, ooh, Lori says she got kicked off Instagram twice for tagging too much. Yeah, Christmas time was crazy. Yeah, see, this is nice. How do you follow on Instagram? Well, you just hit follow on their page. So you go to the sponsors page and hit follow. A lot announce winners on their stories, and if you miss it, it disappears. Yes, and that's not smart on their part, because then they don't give away the prize. I want to learn how to find more blog sweepstakes and state-specific sweepstakes without having to pay. No, I'm going to say pay. I'm going to be really mean here. The amount that you're going to pay to a sweepstakes aggregate for the advantages of the site is pittance. And I'll just move this down here. Is pittance. The amount of information you get, one win will pay for that newsletter or sweepstakes site. And the reason companies, those sites charge is because it's not free to host. It's not free to have a webmaster to do the site. It's not free to get some of the stuff on there. They have to cover their costs. And then some of them do like to make a little bit of money, or that's their job. So nobody works for you. You don't go to work and sit there for free and do all your stuff. Well, it has value. And the amount that you're going to win is going to increase. So I would pay for the sites. And a lot of them are very reasonably priced. Leanne says, have you ever paid shipping for a prize? No. But I've seen rules that say that. They'll say, hey, we can ship free within the US, but if you're international and you're welcome to enter, but you have to pay for that shipping. If you really wanted the prize, I would. And I know I won running shoes from the States once, and then I got charged like $25 duty, but they were really awesome, so I didn't mind. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, again, there's a bunch of people asking, what if you don't get the prize? Again, LinkedIn's your friend. Start looking for the vice president of marketing. Okay, so this is a toughie from Lillian. My question is, what can we do with all the cheaters winning so many contests? For example, if it's like and share, they do not share publicly, and the NFL cheating clan tag and replied to others' comments, which seem to make it stand out as if they're always winning. No one person in Ontario. She also knows one person in Ontario has over 40 Twitter contests and win accounts. Okay, first of all, I have no idea how they have 40 Twitter accounts. I can barely keep up with one, let alone 40. So I have two. I have one for Contest Queen and one for Idea Majesty. I can barely keep up with those doing my business and entering some contests than cheating. So I have no idea how they do it. And why do most companies not care? I also blogged about that. When it's pointed out, they're using Facebook fake and telling fake stories, and they still award them the prizes, not fair for those that follow the rules. Okay, again, here's where it gets tricky. So you're on Facebook and say it's Kraft or another Fortune 500 company, a big company. They're not running their own account. Okay? So they've got all these fake people and they see engagement. So an agency's running the company's Facebook page and they're reporting back, oh my gosh, we did a contest that had this many hits, this many. And the analytics will be correct in Facebook because they'll see this many hits and this many people and this many stats. So they don't want to come back to there's no way the agency's going to go back to the sponsor and go, oh, by the way, half those numbers are fake, because that means they won't get hired again, right? Think about that. So they're not going to go and tell their client, oh, the analytics, all those numbers we gave you, they're just garbage. They don't matter. It's only half that. We only got you half the engagement we promised you. They wouldn't keep that agency around very long. So the agencies do care, but they're not going to do it. And then if it's a smaller company doing it, well, imagine the marketing department. The boss is really happy with the numbers. Well, nobody's going to go but their boss and go, wow, I really screwed up. There's a lot of fake stuff out there. No, they just award the prize and just move on because they're not going to get their job. They're not putting their job in jeopardy. As long as the boss is happy and they're fine. That's what happens. So it's really sad. Okay. Oh, Tom Cavalli wants to know when my next book is coming out. I don't know. It's not on my to-do list this year, Tom. Maybe you should write one. Yeah. Actually, what I wouldn't mind doing is I want to write one for the marketers to tell them how to run these things better. Just because you guys are writing me with all the problems, I think I should be writing one for marketers. That's what I want to be doing. No, this year right now is I'm getting my silver advanced Toastmasters silver designation before I move over to the pathways, which I'm going to have on Wednesday because I'm doing my final speech. I want to become Facebook Blueprint certified. I want to launch my Idea Majesty site and change Contest Queen up, and I want to get to a certain weight. Those are my goals. A book with Tom and Carolyn together would be amazing. Actually, that would be pretty good. But yeah, I'm thinking my next book should be for marketers, not for sweepers. Okay, Mary wants to know what the next platform is. She remembers when Instagram was a ghost town and winning was comparatively easy. I have no idea. Oh my God, if I had that crystal ball, I'd be so rich. And Derek wants to know where you go to find online contests. Well, why don't you start with iwincontest.com since Tom's here too. I'll give Tom a little bit of a plug. He's got a good website, and he does little videos like this too. I don't know when his next one is. Maybe he can put it there. And he's got a Sweepstakes University. I do workshops. He has Sweepers U. We both teach. It's fun. So go figure out what suits you best. Yes, Marla wants to know how to make a better planner to store my sweepstakes or idea how to keep up with them. So it depends. Some of the sites like Contest Girl actually allow you to save certain ones to your favorites, so you can just go back every day and know which ones you're entering. I like to use Roboform. Some people use bookmarks. There's lots of ways to organize your sweepstakes. If you want to learn step by step, buy my book. Okay, so with the contest, Linda has a good question. When the contest is open to Canada, the U.S., are the taxes owing if it's a Canadian contest? Are the taxes owned by the U.S. winner, not the Canadian winner? Now, I've heard of Canadians having to pay the taxes on the U.S. ones, and it's a big pain in the neck because technically the laws are supposed to apply for each country. So there's supposed to be no taxes in Canada and only a skill testing question, and the Americans have to pay the taxes. But some American companies argue. Oh, thanks, Carolyn. Tom says, next Facebook Live will be announced in Thursday's issue. So I guess the hint is subscribe to his newsletter to find out when his next Facebook Live is. Yeah, because Thursday's issue is the last day of the month. It'll be on the 28th. So I like to do, if I do these, I tend to like to do the last Monday of the month, but you know, I did one early in January with my friend Janet on crystals, which was a lot of fun. And then of course I've been busy working on my plans. So I thought, okay, I better do one for February. And sure enough, I had so many questions. Look at that. It's almost 9 o'clock and I've still got 2 pages of questions left, and then I'll scroll through the comments. Someone asked, are Instagram contests hard to win? And I'm going to say no, comparatively to some other sweepstakes. So what I do is I sometimes look at the number of people that have commented, and sometimes there's 1,000 comments or 2,000 comments. Well, in some cases, that's technically low odds compared to other sweepstakes and contests. So I would enter. If I like the prize, I enter. I don't enter for every little frivolous thing on Instagram. I enter for things that I really want to win. So one of my goals this year is fitness, and there was one for runners, and I thought, great, new runners, be out walking, fits my goals, I'll enter for that one. Or, you know, a weekend away with my sweetie or something. Oh, Tom says he'll put it on Facebook as well. Looking at Mark's schedule is Sweeper University classes starting up again. So yeah, go to iwincontest.com and find all Tom's details there, or check him out on Facebook. I'm connected to him too, so there's links there. Hey Tom, throw your link up. Give yourself a plug on my site. And Mike wants to know, are the paid sites better than the free ones? Yes. And a lot of them are what they call freemium. So you get this level free, but if you want everything you have to pay, it's worth paying, right? It's like anything in life. You know, you want to take up photography and you get into it, and then you find that the more you get into it, you're going to have to invest in better lenses, a better base, you know, higher resolution digital camera if you're, you know, advancing in the hobby, or if you want to go professional. I mean, there's a reason the photographers at, you know, the sports games all have these cameras with these lenses, because they're at that level. So it's, you know, what level do you want to be at? There's a lot of advantages to paying for the sites, because, for example, on Tom's, he has a whole text thing, a text, T-E-X-T. It doesn't want to come out, does it? A text section, which has, I think his last number he told me was like 250 text contests. And oh my gosh, I have like 3 here. So I really wish I could do that. I would so do that. How to find contests on Instagram? Use the hashtags, which I'm going to be showing in my advanced videos. I just needed to get some stuff done with my business, and I'm going to do some more videos. What form of contest industry do you have the most success with? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, blogs, or branded company websites? I'm going to say twofold. Websites, okay, I find are better to win than social contests. And 2, anything that asks you to go through hoops. So the more barriers to entry there is, the better your odds of winning, right? So if you have to create video, if you have to develop a recipe, if you have to write an essay, if you have to, anything that asks you to do more, less people are going to enter. April wants to know, besides iWin, which she's already a member of, I would say go and check out the free part of the site first to see if you like the structure and how they have everything before you join. As a Toastmaster, we tell people, come to the site, come to the meetings as many times as you'd like as a guest to really understand our rotating, because we have 3 different types of meetings. We have a business meeting, a debate meeting, a parliamentarian, and a educational. And so we tell people, come to the different types of meetings over a few months, get a sense of the format and get a sense of our club culture. And then if you like it, then join. So it's the same thing. Go to the site, see what the freemium part is, see if you like the format, see if you like the layout, see if you like the newsletter. Usually when you sign up, the newsletter part is free if you just join the freemium part, and get a sense of that. And then if you like it, you go, hey, yeah, I like how I get the newsletter all the time. I like how they lay everything out. I like how I can search things, or whatever your preferences are. Because remember, when you're having fun, you're going to win. The minute you feel like it's work, it's a chore, there's no point in entering. And when you find one that you like, then spend the money. So ones that people like are Sweep Sheet. People like Sweepstakes Advantage. Some people like Sweeping America. There's Sweetie Sweeps. There's Sweepstakes Fanatics. There's all different ones. Go check out the different popular ones and see what format you like. And that way you're going to be happy with what you won. Mike says he finds that he wins more stuff on social. Well, that's good. And Olivia wants to know how many hours people should put a person in a contest. I like an hour to 2 hours a day if you could just sit down and do it. But I say anytime. If you got 10 minutes and that's all you got, just do it. Yeah, no, that's great, Mike, that you win most of your stuff on social. Fantastic. Keep it up. Also, that's a good tip. Stick with what works for you. So if he's more successful in social, he should stick to doing more in social. I win more on the blogging ones, and I like the pin code contest because you have to have the pin to win. So that increases my odds of winning. Again, another hoop. Plus, it gives me exercise. So I double tag my hobby with some of my goals. Kelsey says, preference here, finding a paid site does not put in their referral links. So if you go to the large sites like Tom, I Win Contest, Sweep Sheet, Sweepstakes, Advantage, any of those that are posting, that they vet them and they post them, there's no referral links. They're all what they call clean links. If you see a tracking link, there's a difference. You may see a tracking link if companies hired them to do like a featured sweepstakes. So there's a difference between a tracking link and a referral link. Okay. So if you see a featured sweepstakes on, say, Sweepstake Advantage, and it looks like a referral link, it's probably not. It's probably a tracking link, because if it's a featured sweepstakes, a company has paid them to feature the sweepstakes on their site, and that company wants to see how many hits that promotion has gotten from them. And if they see the numbers they want, they will hire them again to do the job. So be aware that there is a difference between a tracking link and a referral link. So they get no advantage of the tracking links. They just need to know if it's going to be hired again. So a lot of times you'll see that for me. You'll see a tracking link when I do a promotion for a sponsor. So you'll see the tracking link on my blog, my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram. It's all tracking because they need to see that I'm doing my job. But I'm getting paid by them, so I can't enter. So it's not a referral. I'm getting no extra entries. They're just wanting to make sure I'm doing my job. Oh, Bobby says she won Ellen tickets this morning. That's awesome. Hey, if you don't have a +1, call me. Okay, Amy says, I have no idea how to repost my Instagram stories. I'm going to do a video on that, Amy, but you have to use the little arrow on your page when you see a post. So there's a circle, the heart, and a little comment, and then an arrow, and you touch the arrow. Oh, Lori wants to know how to enter using both Twitter and Instagram. If personal lessons are available, she would like that. I have a contest every month. I give away one free private one-on-one session with me. So you should be entering that. And oh, by the way, I want to say this. Every single person that has won, because I've been doing it for 2 years now, or a year. I started last year. So 14 months. Every single person that has won, the number one thing they do wrong is they're not organized. Every single one, not organized. So if you're not organized, you're wasting your time, you're wasting the sponsor's time, you're not entering for the best odds. And then you wonder, people say to me, well, how come people like Tom win so much and know what they're doing? It's because he's organized. He's organized. That's why even me, who's entering very little, I still win, because I'm very focused and organized on what I am entering. Are the contests you need to enter every day for months really worth the time? I would say no, because the number of entries in there, it's going to be crazy. And Amanda wants to know, is there a way to prevent others from claiming your prize if you didn't respond back in time? No. If you don't answer within a lot of time, you're disqualified. Now, my daughter had that happen to her. She found an email. She was mad because she doesn't check email very much. I said, well, you better get used to it, because the older you get, the more important email is. Like when you get a job at things, you got to check your email. And she said to me, oh, man, I didn't see this. I missed out. It was a week ago. And I said, well, message them and see if they've given it to the next person. And she messaged them, and they said, yes, we've contacted the next person. And so I had my daughter write back and say, would you consider, if they don't answer, could I have the prize? Because she was the first one picked. And they said, Sure, because one, it's easier for them to instead of trying to keep chasing people. And the second winner didn't answer back either, and so she did get the prize. So it doesn't hurt to try and respond and see, but chances are the prize is if you didn't answer, it's gone. Okay. And she wants to know, is it okay to use autofill on the phone and will it gate my entries? No. And if you go to my website, Google, search autofill, and I have a whole post on the differences between autofill and RoboForm and why you don't get disqualified. Oh, Nicole says she's organized with her sweeps anyway. She loses her car keys at least once a week. That's too funny. You need one of those fobs where you can find it with your phone. Yeah, see, Kelsey says it won a couple times because someone did not respond. Yes, and you have to figure out what best for you when you're getting organized. Yeah, well, that's that kind of. Yeah, April says she missed out on $500 from Fritos because she didn't miss the email. Yeah. Bobby says, how much information to give out for identity protection? I give out the standard. A lot of them ask for name, email, which I have an email just for entering sweepstakes. My cell number, I only give out my cell number, and my address. And that's it. There's no personal information, no banking, no social insurance number, no social security number, no anything, no visa, no private information. So Barbara doesn't understand Pinterest contests really well. I haven't really seen a lot of Pinterest contests. They kind of faded out from what I saw. And if there's a lot, I'd read the rules. But again, it depends on what the contest is and what they're asking you to do. Oh, Margot says one-time entry contest. I can't find many of those. Best place to find them. A lot of them, like Contest Girl, they have, and Sweepstakes Advantage, and they will have a section where it'll say single entry sweeps or one time only or something like that. And they have usually different ways to search. So you can search by trips and cars or electronics or whatever. And then you can search by entry level, one time, daily, weekly, and then you can usually search so there's all different kinds of ways to search. So you can use, again, pay for the services. Michael wants to know do you use Gmail, and if so, how do you keep up with deleting spam? Okay, so for my contest one, I use Yahoo, but because I have my own YouTube channel, I use Gmail too, and I use it for all the Google alerts from when I'm doing digital marketing. So I have a ton of email in my Gmail, and I find it separates the spam pretty good. They go into the spam folder and I check them out. Yes, Kelsey says email. You have to check it daily or you lose out on wins. I have my email on my phone, so I scan it in the day. That's actually how I knew I won the trip, because I saw the email on my phone first and I thought, oh no, oh my gosh. And then I went to my laptop to see it bigger. One time, okay, so I was wondering, because I got last couple questions, and I'll scroll through and see what else. I was wondering if you enter text contests, you start getting a lot of ads through text. For me, no. I don't know about my friends south of the border. Yes, Lily says, why do companies ask us to share stories on Instagram? They disappear so fast. Asking people to post in their feed would be better. My IG wall is like a billboard of advertising. On the downside, I'm considered a giveaway account, and some bloggers say no giveaway accounts can enter their contests. First of all, I hate it that they say no giveaway accounts, but here's my pet peeve on that. Okay, so you're a quote giveaway account. Okay, you don't win everything that you have in your house, in your life on a daily basis. You spend a lot of money on groceries, on clothes, on your car, on whatever. And winning enhances your lifestyle. It doesn't make your lifestyle. And then if you don't enter, and I don't enter, and Susan doesn't enter, and Bob doesn't enter, and Mike doesn't enter, and Joanne doesn't enter, then who's going to enter? So they want those numbers, they want the social numbers, but they don't want any of us entering. So if we don't enter, who's going to enter? That's what I say. That's another rant. Okay. Always check your spam folder. Winning emails go to spam sometimes. Yes, that's true. Okay, so let's see. Oh, this only lets me go back so far. So also search potential winner when searching in Gmail. Oh, that's a good tip. Yes, so search the words winner or congratulations through. Okay. Yeah, so Nicole learned from me. She says, my goal is to win a trip this year, so I keep those contests in a separate folder for daily, weekly entries to make sure I enter those first before their contest I'd like to win. So that's one of my tips. I have an everyday folder, so that's ones that I can enter today and possibly win, because I could win every day. And then I have a top 10 folder, which is kind of a misnomer because there's way more than 10 in there, but it's kind of the big ones. So the cars, the trips, big cash. And then dailies, the smaller prizes, like a little Visa card or a gift basket or something fun in there. And then I have weeklies, which I like to do on Mondays. It's usually all the radio stations, the movie giveaways, those kind of things. Okay. Yes, Casey says, I hate those sweeps that say no sweeper accounts. They have no idea how much of a marketing influence we are. Amen to that. And she says, if I've been entering for a year and I haven't won an online contest, am I doing something wrong? Yes. Everybody I know that has entered on a regular basis and is organized wins. So the problem is I don't know what you're doing wrong. I would actually, if it's in your budget, take Tom's Sweeper University class and see. Oh, Mike says, I don't consider myself a sweeper. I'm a potential customer. I have found some amazing products from winning sweepstakes and things that I still use. So, for example, I got my hair cut, styling, and I was hired to blog about a local hair school's contest, because they actually do a contest for the students. And so I was hired to blog about that about 7 years ago, and then I was invited to the finale of all the hairstyling. It was like a fashion show, and they had judges, renowned judges from the city. Like, we had a celebrity judge and things. It was fun, and they had hors d'oeuvres and champagne, and it was all schmancy. It was so fun. And of course I won the gift basket. Of course I did. So I won the gift basket, and it included a haircut from the students. And I thought, oh, I was so broke at one point. I thought, oh, I'm just going to go get it done. And it was like one of the best haircuts I ever had. I thought, oh my God, I've been going there ever since. And I tell everybody about it. So you're right. You never know where this hobby will take you. Yeah, Derek says, I've entered online, haven't won anything yet. I'm still trying because I know you can't win if you don't enter. That's true. Because you do need, and be mindful of how you're entering, Derek. So Holly says, when asked for your URL for Twitter, is that Twitter your handle? Yes, that is what they're asking. Okay, and that's all yeah. Okay. I don't see any other. Sometimes Instagram comments are mostly 2 people with 50 friends. Yeah. Oh, and I should tell people on Instagram, feel free to tag me. I don't find any more other questions. But you can post. I'm going to do this again next month too. So, you can just email me at questions@contestqueen.com, and I'll start another list for next month, and we'll do like that. And then I think it's a lot of fun. Oh, see, Nicole says Saffron Road, great Thai sauces I found about from winning a full-size sample. I love them now and I buy it often. Exactly. How many times have we done that? I mean, that's why. Donna says there seems to be a lot less car giveaways. Why? Cost. It's all a marketing dollars. Okay. Oh, wait. We can tag you on IG? Yes. So at the Contest Queen, I get a ton of tags, as you can imagine, because people use me as like a friend all the time. So I don't always reply or like, but if I'm eligible and the prize is really good, I'll go and enter too. You never know. I did win. I hadn't won on Instagram in a long time, and I won a winter coat, which I really needed. Wear it all the time because I needed something between my fall coat and my big down jacket, and I needed something in between that was warmer than the fall coat but not quite the winter coat. Oh my gosh, I've worn it so much this year. It was like one of the best things I've ever won. So you never know. Anyway, it's at the Contest Queen. Some people use my Idea Majesty one too, which makes me kind of crazy because I'm trying to keep that one for business and marketing. So I will never enter a sweepstakes on that, and I will generally ignore all your tags on that one. So don't be insulted. But the Contest Queen one, I'm more interactive. Like I said, I'm trying to get it to the point where Contest Queen is just teaching and entering, and Idea Majesty is just corporate, digital marketing, sweepstakes marketing, marketing consulting, all that type of things. Brenda says, do you enter loop contests? No. Okay, and Nicole says she turned it on to be notified next time I go live. Yes, and now I figured out the audio problem, so that's good. And I think part of was when I logged in today, when I tried, it updated the program, and so the settings I guess I might have had in the past didn't work. So now I know what to do next time, and I will keep doing them. So I think that's it. We're like way over time, and I need to draw the winner for the live part, and then I'm going to go and leave it up for a week, and then we'll draw another winner. So keep sending your questions to questions@contestqueen.com. I'm going to put this on YouTube too, so you can leave questions below in YouTube, and then I'll add them to the questions for what's the end of March? I can't see my calendar. It looks like it would be March, I don't know, about the 25th too. I think it's the exact same as February because there's 28 days. So I think it'll also be March 25th. And then after that, I won't have one for a couple months because I'm going to go to the Michigan Sweepstakes banquet that they're having for all the sweepers to get together at the end of April. And then I'm going on the trip that I won. And then I should be able to do one at the end of May. So I think the only month we're going to miss is April. So we'll see. So end of March, maybe I'll do one earlier in April, but I think I hit Easter and I don't want to hit Easter. And then we'll do one in May. So just keep sending your questions to questions@contestqueen.com. If you're watching on YouTube, put your questions below. I'll try and catch them, or just send them to me on Twitter, or just DM them me on Facebook, and I'll answer them. And sometimes I get good ideas for blog posts, so I might do a whole blog post on your question if it's if I think it's going to benefit everybody. And make sure you follow me on all my channels because I put stuff out there all the time. And until next month, bye. Now, how do I stop this?